What's up, everybody? Adam Mentality World here. I'm going to discuss the UFC a little bit, but first, I just want to say thank you to my 520 followers. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you for all the encouragement, all the comments and everything. Getting almost there to the 1,000 point. Halfway there. I said, if you haven't yet, please subscribe below. Click right here to subscribe. And on that note, let's talk about what we're talking about today. Cain Velasquez. He's got his rematch with Fabricio Werdum. Can't even say his name. At February 6th for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And I'm going to discuss whether or not he deserves a rematch. I think he deserves a rematch. I don't think he does. What do you mean? He had the belt. He lost it to Fabricio Werdum, so he gets a rematch. That's how it works. Yeah, he had it, but who did he defend it against? Basically nobody. What do you mean? He beat Junior Dos Santos twice, almost killed him. He beat Antonio Silva. I mean, what else more do you want? I don't know, a champ that fights more than once every 2 years? What are you talking about? I thought you'd never ask. So I made this chart. This is all of Cain Velasquez's opponents. This is the days it was between fights, and this is what it was for. So you see, you start off here at the beginning of his career, and he's fighting some guy named Jesse Vuzagana. Alright, and then it was 7 days till he fought his next opponent. 490 days till he fought his next. That's kind of a big gap. And then he's got 91 days, 203 days, 126 days, 133, 120, 244, and he fought Brock Lesnar for the Heavyweight Championship. And he beat him. See, he won the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And then he waited 385 more days till he fought Junior Dos Santos. And he lost it. He lost. And it was like in a minute and a half or less. So, alright, so now he's no longer heavyweight champ. So he waits 196 days and he beats Antonio Silva. Then he waits 217 days and he fights Junior Dos Santos again. And he won. But see, those are still not that long of a gap. 217, alright. Then he has to fight Antonio Silva, who he defends it, who he'd already beaten before. And then he fights Junior Dos Santos 147 days later, who he'd also beaten before. And then he finally fights a new guy, Fabricio Werdum, 602 days between the time he fought Junior Dos Santos the third time and Fabricio Werdum. That's a long time. That's almost 2 whole years until Cain Velasquez put the title on the line. And then 238 days later, which is February 6th of this year, he gets to fight again against Fabricio Werdum for the Heavyweight Championship. Alright, so here's the thing. If he was really a champ, he would fight more often than that. I know people get hurt, but look at it. 602 days, you don't defend the belt and you don't get it stripped from you. There are people who dedicate their entire lives to be the champ. And they can't become the champ because you got Cain Velasquez sitting on the top, sitting back, not fighting. How are you going to beat a guy when you can't get him in the ring? You can't. They finally came up with an interim belt. You have an interim champ. And Fabricio Werdum, he won that belt when it's supposed to be Cain Velasquez fighting in Mexico because he's Hispanic. But he couldn't make it, so Mark Hunt had to fight instead. So Fabricio Werdum beat Mark Hunt. And then finally, they go to Mexico. Cain Velasquez versus Fabricio, I cannot say his name to save my life, versus Werdum. We'll call him Werdum now. He finally fights Werdum in Mexico, where his heritage is from. He's got brown pride tattooed across his chest. Fabricio Werdum beats him to pieces. It looks like he's fighting just a regular fat guy. He's not fighting a former UFC heavyweight champ. He's fighting a guy who has no oxygen coming in. You know why? Because he's fighting at a higher altitude. You know why Fabricio Werdum was not gassed? Because he went down there way before Cain Velasquez did. Know why? So he could get acclimated for the altitude. But Cain, the guy who loves Mexico, waited till the very last minute, like, I don't want to go there until I have to. No, that is bad fighting skills. If you're going to fight somewhere where it's higher altitude, you got to go down there and get acclimated to the altitude. Cain is like, I don't want to go down to Mexico. I'm going to stay up in America where I can do and eat and live however I want to. And then when I have to go down, I'll go down at the last minute, do a little bit of this, and I'll go in there and I'll beat Fabricio Werdum. Oh, you got it. But that's not what happened, as you all know. He went down there. Werdum had the stamina because he trained at altitude, and he beat Cain Velasquez. Now, 238 days later, yeah, he gets to fight in Vegas, which is not where the altitude is not going to be an issue. So Cain's going to be his normal gas chamber, doesn't run out, just keep pounding, coming at him, and Fabricio Werdum won't have that advantage. Fabricio Werdum is probably going to lose. And why? Because they threw Cain Velasquez in there. The only person, Junior Dos Santos is the only person that is in the top 5 that Cain Velasquez beat. You got Stipe, you got Andrei Arlovski, you got all kinds of people who should be fighting for the belt, who are fighting more than once every 602 days, and they're not getting the belt. They're not getting a chance at it. Okay, and that's not fair. I know life isn't fair, but people want to see UFC title fights. They don't want to see just 2 big guys fight. They want to see where it counts, where it matters, where lives are changed, and that's when you become champ. And no one can do that when Cain Velasquez is sitting up on top, holding onto that belt, sitting at home on his couch, training, and still staying champ and not defending it. Like I said, you cannot beat a guy who will not defend the belt. And this is not me being a keyboard warrior. I admit Cain Velasquez could beat me on his worst day. And if I was on my best day, he would beat the heck out of me. I have respect for him as a fighter, but as a champ, you gotta fight and you gotta defend the belt. That's all I'm saying. You can hate me, you can love me, but the facts are the facts. And Cain Velasquez does not defend his belt like he's supposed to. I didn't expect you to have that many facts. Maybe? So, thank you everyone. This is my video. I'm at a Mentality World, and I encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment on my videos, even if you think I'm crazy, but I don't think I am, but crazy people don't think they are crazy, because they're crazy. Alright. Good luck, everybody. We will see what happens at UFC 196 between Fabricio Werdum, the current UFC Heavyweight Champion, and Cain Velasquez, the former UFC Heavyweight Champion. Peace.